Mr. Speaker, I rise to oppose the SAVE Act. Bottom line, the SAVE Act suppresses the votes of women, of Black, brown, and indigenous people, of veterans, and working class Americans. In advancing it, Republicans invoke those historical policies that were intended to disenfranchise Americans. Let me remind you what they were. Literacy tests and poll taxes for eligible voters, grandfather clauses which tied voters' right to their grandfathers before the Civil War, all-white primaries to eliminate Black voters' presence in the electoral process, and now the show me your papers. The SAVE Act is the same trash, just a different day. It is the Republicans' latest attempt to make clear who they believe should have access to vote and who they think should not. Anyone who votes for this bill will go down in the history books with the likes of Confederate politicians, Jim Crow advocates, and white supremacists as bigots. I urge my colleagues to vote no.
I rise today in strong support of the SAVE Act, which includes robust measures to prevent illegal aliens from participating in our elections. Under Joe Biden, millions of illegal aliens flooded into our country, and many were given the benefits and privileges that should be reserved for American citizens. In Illinois, J.B. Pritzker and the Democrats rolled out the red carpet and actively enticed illegals and those covered by Biden's bogus asylum programs to settle in my state to the tune of over 500,000 people. They received welfare benefits, CDL licenses, state identification, and the Democrats have even voted to allow them to be law enforcement officers. I do not have to tell you how dangerous this situation is for Americans, and especially for Americans' confidence in the sanctity of our elections. As far-left jurisdictions seek to allow illegals to vote in local elections, let me be clear about this one thing, this point. Every vote cast by an illegal alien is a vote stolen from an American citizen. Congress must defend the integrity of our elections. We must aggressively push back against the left's attempts to change the electorate and dilute the voices of actual Americans in our democratic process. This past week and today, all we hear are the Democrats sharing their concerns that rural Americans, women, and people of color are not capable of getting an ID. This is insulting, condescending, and an untrue argument. You need an ID for most everything else in daily life. Maybe if the Democrats would quit pushing for our schools.
Expired.
I yield an additional 30 seconds.
The gentleman has extended an additional 30 seconds to the gentlewoman from Illinois.
Maybe the Democrats should quit pushing, wasting so much time in our public schools, indoctrinating our children, and instead teach them real-life skills such as reading, civics, and how to get an ID.